And welcome back. More coverage now on a health alert. The flu outbreak is so bad in the Milwaukee area that it is getting national attention.
As we've been talking about earlier, the Today Show is in town covering this story, and we head to the south side of Milwaukee, and that's where Kevin Tibbles from NBC News joins us right now. Good morning, Kevin. Welcome to Milwaukee.
Hey, Vince and Susan, thank you very much for having me here in Milwaukee and having me on the show. Yes, the flu is a big issue here in Milwaukee, but I must point out that it's a big issue across the country. Places like Boston, even down in Chicago, where I'm from, of course, people are starting to show up in hospital emergency rooms. And we are happy and lucky enough this morning to have one of the doctors here from St. Francis Hospital. Doctor, I just wanted to ask you, Dr. Kathy Shallow, by the way. Doctor, I wanted to ask you, this whole process of diverting ambulances from hospital to hospital, is that because so many emergency rooms are filled with people suffering from the flu?
Absolutely, absolutely. All the ERs citywide, in fact, probably nationwide, are overrun with a number of flu patients in addition to their regular census, thereby making the beds unavailable and causing the ERs to close to future ambulances because there's absolutely no room.
So you sort of hopscotch from hospital looking for a bed, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Now, we had a big flu outbreak, let's say back in about 2009 with the swine flu outbreak.
Right.
Are you seeing a similar pattern here? Is this going to be as bad as that?
The swine flu, there was a lot of hype that caused people to come to the emergency room for unnecessary fear.
Yes.
This is very real. These are our flu season that we're seeing now. We're seeing a lot of sick people that are being seen in the emergency department, not necessarily because they have to, but because they are experiencing some symptoms that they may not understand or even know that are the flu.
Now, Dr. Shallow, I think you just hit on a very important point because, as we were speaking earlier, you don't really have to go to the hospital if you have the flu. I mean, my experience as a child was, well, you went to bed, you took aspirin, and you drank a lot of fluids, and you probably stayed there for a week or so.
Absolutely.
When should you go to the hospital?
There's certain things that we'd want to see you for. If you're short of breath, if you're dehydrated and weak, if you have other coexisting illnesses like diabetes or congestive heart failure or emphysema, and those symptoms are exacerbated or worsened.
So even if you do feel terrible, chances are you are going to get over it.
You probably will get over it. Lots of fluid, rest, Tylenol, Motrin. We wouldn't do anything different than your family doctor would do or your local pharmacist would do.
Exactly. But, of course, and just in closing, there's one very important point, and that is if you don't want to get the flu, you should...
You should get the flu shot. 6 months of age and up, get the flu shot. Prevention, prevention, prevention.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you very much for having us here at the hospital.
Thank you.
It has been a very busy night here. Let's hope this lull that we're having at the moment lasts for the rest of the day, guys. Back to you.
All right, Kevin Tibbles, thanks very much, and Dr. Shallow as well for providing some great information for our viewers. I mean, it's always nice to see Kevin, but not necessarily
not because we got such bad flu. Thanks, Kevin.